So page dangles just go in books, particularly these fabric books like I'm using for the Stitch the Season, and they just dangle. You can make them as long as you want. You can have them stick out of the closed book. You can have them used as a bookmark. So let me show you a few variations in case you want to make your own. So the first one involves just taking a piece of ribbon and stitching a bell on the end of it. I like that technique because it's simple and the bell adds a little sound, a little interactive element to the journal page. So to do that, you can use any ribbon. I just take an extra long piece of ribbon, longer than I think I'm going to need, and then I will attach it right to the end here. This happens to be white. I like this simple color, but I think I want to add another charm. So maybe I'll attach a little gingerbread man to that at the same time. So I just take the end of the ribbon and I like to fold it under twice. This way there's no raw end of the ribbon showing. And I also feed my needle underneath that way so that the knot can be snipped off and that's hidden as well. I'll do a stitch or two just to secure everything down. Then you can add as many beads as you want. Just clip off that end. I'm going to bring my stitch down here right to the very edge of that end of that ribbon, and I can string my bell right on it. You can just do a simple bell, just a couple of stitches through the ribbon and through the little bell hanger, and then again through the bell, just until it's nice and secure. So that's pretty secure. And then I have this little gingerbread man. I could string him on the same way, but I think I'll just pull him up a little. I can clip off that jump ring. I'm just gonna stitch right through the ring that attaches to the gingerbread man. Stitch a couple of stitches to hold him securely. He will dangle, but he won't interfere with the bell. Just do that a few times. And then when I'm happy that he's secure, I'll knot it off on the back. And now I'll remove that additional jump ring. So there I have a second dangle that I can use in my work. You could create this with lots of charms if you wanted. So we've got something ultra simple, something a little more decorative. For another one, you take a piece of cording. This has a little metallic to it, and I threaded a very large needle. The needle's large, but the beads still go through it. And then you find the beads that you want. Because my journal this year is black, pink, and white themed, that's exactly what I have here. I'm gonna knot the end, maybe a couple of knots. And again, I cut the cord longer than I think I would need. Then I just string the beads as I want. So I'll just do all the black beads first, then the white beads, and lastly the pink. So that's a cute effect. You could leave it like that. I like to knot the end off again, just so the beads don't run up and down. But if you like them running up and down, go right ahead and don't knot them. So that's a third one, pretty simple. They all coordinate with my journal so far. The last one is along the same lines. Again, I take my ribbon. This is a little off-white velvet ribbon. And if you don't have a charm or a bell or beads and you have these two little pieces, you're just gonna make sure that they're the same size. All I'm gonna do is glue on the backs of them and sandwich that ribbon in. So I take some fabric tack, I don't want to use too much glue, just enough to really make a nice hold. Just a little bit on this other guy here. And I like to put a little on the ribbon. This one takes a little longer because we're waiting for it to dry now. But I put my ribbon down. You can even cut the ribbon if it's too wide. I cover him with his mate here. And then I just like to have a couple of clamps to hold it in place. The longer you wait, the better. I would say a minimum of 6 hours. Just want to make sure that this lines up pretty well. Doesn't have to be perfect. And so there I have an assortment to use in my journal. So here are just 4 ideas to add dangles to your journal. I have a video from last year, and you might find that helpful as well. I'll include the link below.